Hello again, my friend. How are you? Great to have you along. Welcome to the Greg Belfrage After Show. And this is where we take a look at things that have really news stories that have developed during the time that I've been on the air. As I'm prepping the show each morning, I come in at about 3:45. For, generally, that's when I arrive, about 3:45. And then I'm prepping the show pretty much from 4 until about 5:15. Then I head up to the studio, start going through all the stuff that I printed out, trying to organize it, all of that kind of stuff. While I'm on the air, I'm busy. I mean, the best that I can do to keep you as things are happening, new information is being reported. Really, kind of the best thing I can do is either catch it on Fox News or keep my eye on the crawler. We've got a Fox News is on in our studio, so I've got it always on, and I'm watching the crawler as things are. And generally, what I'm seeing are the things that you and I are talking about. But after I get off the air, then I have a chance to kind of check additional media and go back and the sources that I rely on a lot and find some fresh material and things that are happening. These would be, if I were on the air tomorrow, which I'm not because of the July 4th holiday, these are likely some of the things we would be talking about tomorrow on the program. So I've got some of those lined up for you. One of the things I really hope to do with this after show as well is I want to visit with you. I mean, seriously. So I'll be keeping my eye on the corner here as folks make comments or drop me an email. I'll keep my eye on my email as well. See, I've got email right on my phone. So as you send me emails, I can see those. You can email me anytime. Greg.belfridge@kelo.com is the best email address. Again, it's right into my main email, greg.belfridge@kelo.com. But again, I'll also keep my eye on the comments. And as we build this and kind of get going, uh, I hope we can have you can wind up asking me questions, whether it's about news stories or other things you're curious about, or things we've talked about on the air, or just have questions in general. I love hearing all those things. So great opportunity for you and me to converse. Don't be afraid to take advantage of it. I appreciate hearing from you as we're trying to build some of these, both the when I do the 6 a.m. hour on YouTube, I don't have a chance to interact with you because I'm busy with the radio show. So I've got, believe me, I have my hands full when I'm upstairs with everything that's going on there. So I really don't have much of a chance to react with you during this 9:30 show, the after show. I hope to be able to do that. So anything on your mind, please let me know your reactions. I'll try and share those as they pop up or you email me. So, all right, let's get started with some of the stories that are out there since the radio program this morning. I want to wait on that one. The president, Biden team scrambles to get ahead of more bad news with an all hands memo. This is new at the Washington Examiner this morning. Didn't see this story a few hours ago. President Joe Biden's campaign has reportedly circulated a memo to staff looking to get ahead of a bruising poll expected to be released today. Um, Politico has been out there and they said Politico has reported that Biden was only slightly harmed by the debate. However, also showed the campaign expects a new poll from the New York Times and Siena College to be released, which the memo said is likely to show a slightly larger swing in the race. So there may be more bad news, and they're bracing for this at the in the Biden administration and the Biden campaign today. And you know what happened since the debate last week in Atlanta. So this is the Washington Examiner says this is a developing story and will be updated. So we will likely be learning more of them throughout the day today. But the New York Times and Siena College will be releasing a new updated poll today, and apparently it's got some more bad news for the Biden administration. So that'll be coming up. Also, this is from the Post Millennial today. Major Democrat donors have threatened to pull their funding from the president's campaign if he doesn't end his reelection bid. We talked about this on the air this morning, um, as to whether or not, you know, there will be a push from Democrats for him to end his campaign. And apparently now you got major Democrat donors saying, unless the president bows out, we're out. We're done. So it means then that, I mean, if that happens, then you'll start to see some of these dollars drying up for Democrats unless they get rid of President Joe Biden from the top of the ticket. So, one major Democrat donor, Whitney Tilson, a former hedge fund manager, was given the party over $300,000 in recent years. She said, for Biden's own good and the good of the country, he should step aside immediately. The fact that it's now been 3 days and Biden has done nothing to reassure us confirms my worst fears. So they're trying, though. I mean, they're trying. John Pierre, is pretty much in a frenzy at the Ministry of Truth yesterday, trying to reassure everyone. One guest who attended a Biden campaign fundraiser over the weekend said that the president read a 15-minute speech from a teleprompter and left without taking questions. Doing that for the next 5 months is not going to be enough. Well, I shouldn't think so. This is what I have been telling you on the air. He's had a teleprompter at these campaign events. So he goes in there and doing a fundraiser. Can you imagine that? You're working off a teleprompter while you're at a fundraiser? I think that really speaks to the president's ability to be able to carry on a conversation, even informally, with donors and people who support him. Can't even do that, apparently. So this story goes on. You'll find this one at the post-millennial, rather, in a memo released over the weekend. The chair of the campaign said that the debate did nothing to change the American people's perception. And the I'm not sure I understand. This person said that the debate did nothing to change perception, and they're pissing on our legs and telling us it's raining. It's insulting. How stupid do we think we are? And the former press secretary for Jill Biden said, is there data that counters the impact of what we saw? If there is, then where the hell is it? What the hell are you waiting for? Show us. This person takes the Lord's name in vain and says, with the gaslighting, the talking points, and the dam spinning, enough already. So there is just a meltdown. I mean, it's a Democrat meltdown of the like that I've never seen. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen this kind of a meltdown that we are seeing right now during the Biden, in the Biden camp and Democrats. It's I'm enjoying every minute. Nate Silver, he's a pollster. If you're not familiar with Nate Silver, he said he's now saying publicly that President Biden needs to end this campaign. And he said he himself among those who emphatically think that the president should step away after his ratings have dropped even lower after last week's debate. And in fact, right now, there are several Senate candidates who are polling above the president. They're doing better than President Joe Biden. And Silver says Democrats are trying to circle the wagons to protect President Biden, noting that Barack Obama lost his first debate as an incumbent president, too, he said. But this one doesn't pass the smell test. Mr. Obama, excuse me, he says Mr. Obama was 81 years old at the time of his debate debacle, and he came into the debate as a strong favorite in the election, whereas Mr. Biden was behind. And he said Biden needed to shake up the race in the debate. And what he's done is he's dug himself a deeper hole. I mean, this is really incredible. You look then at the number, you've got some, well, at least one um, Democrat who's a member of the U.S. House of Representatives who is publicly encouraging the president to withdraw. You have got Democrats meeting with the president today, uh, and it's expected that some of them will be telling him privately that he needs to withdraw. You've got there's like Nate Silver out there saying the president has got to withdraw. So for Democrats, it's going to become. I mean, they're responding. It's the survival of the Democrat Party, and he's the head of the party. What is he going to do to other Democrats on the party, or on the ticket rather? Those who are running for reelection as Democrats, what's going to happen to them if he remains at the top of the ticket? I think it's a question that many people are asking, rightly so. And then Donald Trump. There's a story also involving Donald Trump that I want to share with you as we wrap up this morning. The question of Trump's nominee, because that question was out there, and might he even do it during the debate last week, which he obviously did not. There has been conversation that he would do it at the RNC, so on. When is Donald Trump going to name his vice presidential running mate? And because the Democrat, and I think this is smart, wait for as long as you can. Let the Democrats spin and do not suck any oxygen out of that story by because the Democrats desperately want Trump to announce his running mate, right? Now think about this. It makes sense. Democrats want that story out there because they want to take some of the heat off of the president. And they want to take some of the media focus then and put it on Trump and away from Joe Biden. So the longer that Donald Trump waits before announcing his vice presidential running mate, I think is smart. Since one of the, had Trump been in trouble during the debate, he might have pulled it out and it might have made sense. If he was having a difficult time during the debate, but the president was imploding for all of us to see. And certainly Donald Trump noticed it because he was in response to one of the answers that the president had given. Trump said, yeah, I don't know what the president just said. I don't know what he said just now, but neither did anybody else. It was absolutely incredible. So as to the timing of Donald Trump's then announcement of vice president, I think it makes great sense to wait. Just let this Biden story continue to, unfortunately, and this is going to help the president, I think. You've got the Independence holiday, or the Independence Day holiday tomorrow, 4th of July celebrations that will continue not only tomorrow, likely for some, through the weekend, right? Some may do what I've done. I took Friday off And so you got a nice long 4-day weekend there with the Independence Day holiday and a long weekend. And how close will people be following the news? So the Biden administration may get a bit of a break in that way. I got to tell you, it'll be interesting to watch. I'll keep my eyes on it. I would not have otherwise. It was one of the things I love about taking vacation and having time off is it's a time to decompress, to unplug from all the noise and everything that's going on, and take a breath and just kind of relax. And it's time for me, um, and my family or whatever I'm doing. And I think especially over the 4th of July, celebrate. Watching. If you're out and able to celebrate with fireworks or watching fireworks presentations, that's one of the things I love about the 4th of July holiday. Um, Among a number of other things, grilling and all of the fun stuff. So I wonder if the Biden story then over the Independence Day holiday is going to die down. Now, keep in mind, for those who will be watching the news, the president has got that interview coming up with George Stephanopoulos that he is doing. This is coming up on Friday, that he will be doing that interview with George Stephanopoulos. But again, I think a lot of people are going to be unplugged. Are they going to see him recover from that? I'm not convinced. Historically, I would say the answer is no. So it'll be kind of interesting to watch all of that. I got some great comments from some of you. Forgive me, I was stuck on that story. Came back to some of the comments. The in regard to the money, forgive me, I got bad eyesight. So David said, by the way, thank you, David. He loves my comments in the morning. I appreciate that very much, David. Thank you so much for listening. I can't do what I do without all of you. It's about you. It's about the audience. Seriously, it's not about me. As I've said on the air many times, the things that I am telling you on the air, they're obvious. I know they're obvious. They're obvious to you. What I try to do is reassure you that you're not nuts. I see it too. I see these things too. So you're not out of your mind. You got both feet on the ground. I try to reassure you that the things you're seeing are real and they're happening. So, but I couldn't do it without you. I appreciate all of you so much, more than you'll ever realize. David went on to say, some people are very stupid if they're still sending him money. It'll be very, very interesting to do. Donald Trump, now in second quarter, Donald Trump has outraised President Joe Biden. So there was a story trending this morning at Free Spoke about the amount of money that Joe Biden raised. And then I went, as I was gathering stories for the show. It's one thing when stories are trending. I try to give you a more comprehensive look than just news that's trending. So then I go out there and I look, oh, Donald Trump has outraised Joe Biden. So, but the legacy media doesn't want to tell you that. It's like, oh, look at Joe Biden. Look at how much he's raised. Donald Trump raised some $64 million more than Joe Biden. And I think that's going to grow as this campaign continues. Be interesting to watch. Kathy said, can't believe the people I know on Facebook who are still saying we have to vote for Biden to save the country. Best moment of the debate was when Trump called him Joe Brandon. That's Trump. Trump makes me laugh. I know he drives some people nuts. They hate him. I don't think, seriously, I don't think they understand Trump. I really don't. He is one of the most misunderstood people, I think, that's out there. Certainly presidents that we've ever had. I think Donald Trump is among the least understood, but he cracks me up. He's just hilarious. Terry said, will we have a different president after this holiday weekend is over? Could be interesting. I think that might very well be likely. Keep your eye on the news today. Um, because this is what, if I were on the air tomorrow, likely this is what we would be talking about. The meetings that the president is having today. He's meeting with Democratic governors from across the state. He's meeting, prior to that, he's meeting with the vice president. What conversation are they going to have? There are a number of stories, and I shared them on the air this morning, about the vice president possibly, she may be the one. President may step down, and it would be her. Can you imagine that? I would love your thoughts on that, on a Kamala Harris, Donald Trump matchup. What do you think that would look like? David says he lives in California, but he always listens in the morning. David, again, you're one of a number of people that I know that don't live in South Dakota and still listen to the program. And when I say don't live in South Dakota, I mean they don't live in our immediate listening area. And they found the program. David, how did you find the program? I would love to know how you found the program. How did you learn about it? But I hear from people who live out of state or they were from South Dakota or lived in South Dakota and then they moved elsewhere, but they still listen to the program. I got just a most beautiful email. I try not to share self-serving emails on the air. I'm incredibly touched by them. And I received one the other day, and she was saying she had lived elsewhere, came to Sioux Falls, has since moved on, and she said, I've listened to people in the big markets, and your show is by far the best. And I'm like, wow. I mean, there are a lot of great talents out there. I'm not saying I'm among them. That was her opinion. But she was saying, you share more actual news than anybody else I know. And I was incredibly touched by that. I mean, those are the kinds of emails I get. Again, now, if I were to share that on the air, I think it's self-serving, and which is one of the reasons why, just to give you a little bit of insight into, because many of you are big fans of the show. And you listen to the show, and man, I appreciate you with all my heart, because I couldn't do what I do if it were not for you. The show is about you. It's about you. And I've got to stay focused like a laser on you. And I think, when you do this, you begin to, believe that you're somehow more important than other people, and that with that attitude will absolutely destroy you. Now there are some talents who are successful who do that, but the majority of them are not that way. They are very grounded. They understand that their shows are not about them. The show may carry my name, but the show's about you. It really is. And I'm mindful of that every day. It's one of the reasons why I come in so early and prep the show, and I'm looking for stories, not that just interest me, because there's a lot of stuff that interests me that you never hear me talking about on the show, because it's not compelling, and it's not, well, it might be to me, but it's not going to be compelling to you, and especially in the times that we're living in. I mean, the things that are going on right now are just really, really staggering, I think. And I've said this on the air a number of times. The legacy media, they're gaslighting. They are trying to divert attention. They do not want to talk about the, even giving any kind of factual, they'll withhold. Donald Trump would be a great example, where they will say Donald Trump said A. And you look at it, okay, and it's true. He actually did say that. But after that, he said B. They never report B. And if you heard A plus B, you would wind up with a far different impression of what he said than if you just heard A. You know what I'm saying? And they do that over and over and over and over again. And I came to a conclusion that, hey, the media is not doing their job. They are not, what happened with the New York Post and the Hunter Biden laptop story is a great example. Not only did the media not want to report it, then you get their associates in the social media who starts trying to, and at the time it was Twitter, who killed that New York Post story, would not allow people to repost it, would not allow the New York Post, a legitimate media organization, to post it. That's the environment that you and I live in. And, there was a time that my show was much lighter in nature. And to the fact, and I've had some who have commented to me about that, your show used to have more of an element of fun. And that's absolutely true. And one of the reasons I think that my show is less fun is because the media stopped doing their damn jobs. They stopped doing their jobs. And beyond that, they're lying, they're gaslighting, they're trying to, somebody's got to tell you about these things. And I want to be one of those voices on the air that's going to confirm things that things that you've seen, and let you know, hey, you're not out of your mind. I see these things too. And I'm as troubled about them as you are. So again, this Independence Day, and I've said this especially over Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holiday, I really give thanks for you guys, because you lift me up. Your comments here, whether it's on on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, on social media, whether it's emails that you send to the show and during the show, your comments just allow me to continue to do what I do every day. And I do it for you, but I couldn't do it without you. I just couldn't. And I'm so grateful for all of you. I hope you know that. I do want to mention that I'm going to be on vacation. Of course, tomorrow is Independence Day, so I'll be off for the holiday. Then I'll be off. I'll be taking vacation starting Friday and all of next week. So I will be back on the 15th. On July 15th is when I will return to work. So no YouTube shows then until the 15th. And then so a week plus a vacation out of my way. So when I come back, we'll hit it hard and I'll be with you for a while. I shouldn't be taking any additional time off after this vacation coming up. So just be mindful of that. No Greg Belfrage show the remainder of this week, and no Greg Belfrage show all of next week, either on Kello or on YouTube. Again, thank you so much to those of you who are following me on YouTube. Take a moment to hit the like button or the dislike button, either way. But hitting that like button is just critically important, especially on social media. Social media thrives on the like button and sharing this and letting other people know. If you've got a friend, a like-minded friend, I'm not trying to rub anybody's nose in what I'm doing, but if you got like-minded friends that you think will enjoy the show, please let them know about what we're doing. Thank you so much. I want to wish you and your family just an incredible Independence Day. I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. You take care. I'll see you again on July 15th. Otherwise, so long until then, and may God bless.